Hello, my friends. I feel like I haven't seen anyone in forever and I'm feeling so isolated. How are you guys all doing? Is there still people out there? Everyone's still doing okay? Are you out there? Can you hear me? I am so grateful for social media because if we didn't have that, I really would feel so isolated. I guess we still have the phone, which I probably should use more. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to hop on here and talk about homeschooling. Okay, so I just put my baby down. Back to homeschooling. My name is Melissa, and I just have a bunch of random things. I homeschool my 6 kids, and I've done that for about 8 years. And I love to play the ukulele because I homeschool my kids. It's my outlet, it's my fun, my time to be creative, and I really like doing that. And so I have some of those videos on. We like doing just family vlogs and sharing our lives. I also want to do some cooking videos and start sharing that with you. We've been making sourdough bread for years and years now, and so we'll probably be sharing that pretty soon. So don't forget to subscribe, and then you can see more videos like that. I have been thinking about this for a few weeks now, trying to think how I can share my years of experience with all you new homeschoolers out there who have been forced into this way of life. And I know that you're probably feeling stressed and overwhelmed and not really sure where to start or what to do, and hopefully I can just share some tips with you. I know there's been lots of mamas out there that have been helping and sharing information, and that's so great. And I love seeing all the creative and fun things that people are coming up with on their own, and it's just wonderful to see everybody just making the best of this time. It is a stressful and anxious making, I just made that up, time. Yeah, it's just hard on everybody. And so the best thing you can do is just to be as calm as you can and just take one day at a time and go easy on yourselves, go easy on your kids, and try not to get too overwhelmed with everything that you need to do. So first of all, I just want to start by saying breathe. Just breathe. It's all going to be okay. You're going to be okay, and your kids are going to be okay, and you got this. You can do this. So many moms, when they find out I homeschool, they're just like, I could never homeschool my kids. They wouldn't listen to me. We'd probably kill each other. And guess what? You're all doing it now. So I really hope that it's not a horrible experience, and I really think that you guys can do this, and it can be a really positive experience. You are the right person to teach your children. You know them better than anyone else. You understand them. You love them better than anyone else. And so what better person to teach them? Our teachers are awesome, and my husband's a teacher, and he really misses his students and being able to get out there and teach them. So teachers are awesome. I have nothing against that. But I just wanted to say that you can do an awesome job too, and don't feel that you're not good enough or that you don't know enough, because my absolute most favorite part about homeschooling is that I get to learn along with my kids. I do not remember all the things I learned in elementary school and in high school and in university. I don't. And a lot of the time it was because it was things that I wasn't really interested in that I just had to learn about. And so I learned it for the test, and that was it. So this is just an awesome time to really focus on the things that your kids love learning about. Get your kids one-on-one and have an interview with them. This can look like different things. Normally it would be really nice to take them out, but since, considering the circumstances, just stay home, guys. So have an interview with them and have a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen and write down what they're interested in, what they're passionate about, what they want to learn about, and what they want more from you. Do they want to spend more time with you? What kind of time do they want to spend with you? And just get an idea and a feel for what they're interested in and what they want to do. And this is just such a great way to help them have goals and help them know what it is that they want, and also to give you an idea so you can help keep them on track. And if a child is a part of their learning and involved in it, then they are going to remember things better and have the desire to spend the time doing it because it's something that they want to do, and they'll remember it because it was interesting to them. And so once you have that, you can give them projects and things that they can do based around what they're learning. Like say they're just super passionate about cars, you can do math with cars, I don't know, different speeds of different cars and comparing them, or how an engine works, and incorporate science into it and incorporate building. You can make cars and race them. You could do art and draw different things. Like there's so many things you can do to incorporate into their interests to make it personal. Between learning times, take breaks. So I'll kind of go over what our schedule is in a day, but basically you want to have some learning time and then take a break. Let them run around, let them run up and down the stairs, let them do push-ups together, or do some races or something, whatever you can do in the house, or get them in the backyard. It's cold and snowy here a lot, but we try to get outside when we can. So yeah, just whatever you can do to get that energy out, and then you can come together again and do some more learning. So I like to judge when we need breaks by how my kids are doing. If I could see they're getting really antsy and climbing all over each other, or they start to fight or whatever, we're done. We just stop. There's no point in continuing learning if the learning's not going to happen because their brains are just done. So yeah, feel free to take breaks. It's okay to break up your time. You have all day. So don't feel like, oh, if I don't get it done in this certain time, then it's done. School learning can happen all day long. Play and explore. And playing together, it just creates bonding and a safe environment for them to just feel comfortable and happy and safe and connected to you. So play games, play board games, play, create videos together. Whatever it is that you guys, I've seen so many wonderful ideas. People are painting, people are crafting and building forts, and it's just so great to see people really playing together. And I can't emphasize how important that is. So no matter the age of your children, everybody needs to play. You need to play. Get out there and play with your kids. So yes, have fun together. So meals, you've probably already discovered this since a lot of you I know have had kids home for a week or two already, or a week and a bit already. Your kids, and probably in the summer too, you discover this, that your kids will want to eat all day long. So having set meal times is really important. I am not very structured, especially when it comes to meals. It's really hard for me, but we do try to have within certain times when it's time to eat. Otherwise, kids are just eating all the time. So figure out what works for your family, and then just sort of stick to that. And you'll find that your kitchen's not going to be so disastrous because it's just this constant eating. Also, another thing with meals is involve your kids in the making of meals, which another thing I've been seeing people doing, which is so awesome. I'm so glad that so many people are getting these opportunities that they wouldn't normally have because they're so busy, or with so many after school activities, or the kids are tired when they get home from school, and parents are tired from working. And it's been really nice to see kids getting involved in baking and making food. And that is a super important skill to learn. And yeah, involve your kids. They will thank you for it. So whether that's setting up a schedule and each child gets to take turns helping, or making, if they're old enough, they can do a meal on their own. My two oldest are 13 and 11, and they have make meals twice a week. So I'm only making meals twice a week, and then Sundays we all do it together. So that's been a huge stress off of me to have to make dinner every night. They are helping out with that. Really involve your kids in the meals, and that will be a big weight off of you, and they'll love it. They really like getting creative and coming up with the ideas too. Okay, last but not least is chores. Your house is going to look pretty messy most of the time. Having your kids home all the time, and especially now that you're stuck inside and can't go anywhere, is going to be messy. Being creative is messy, learning is messy, and life is messy. So just be prepared for messes, and that messes are okay, and don't feel that you need to be constantly cleaning, because that will just stress you out and stress the kids out and not make it fun for anyone. So we have set times of when we clean. So whatever that is for you, whatever works for your family. For us, I find it easier to just get started in the morning, and we sit down and we do our stuff, and then in the afternoon, around between 2 and 3, we get started on chores. And that way the house is tidy and clean by the time my husband comes home from work, and by the time we're making dinner. And that's really helpful to have that set time of doing chores. But I find if we do chores earlier, it just gets messed up all over again, and then the kids are having to do chores twice, and they don't really like that. But whatever works for your family, if you feel the need to do it twice, and that works, then all the power to you. So we've been doing chores, we assign zones, and we've been doing it that way for a few years now. We've tried so many different ways of doing chores, and this one has worked the best for us, and we've been doing it, as I said, for years now. So if you're interested in how we do chores, leave a comment, and I will maybe do another video on how we do chores. What does our day look like? Depending on the day, it can look very different, but ideally what we like to do is wake up in the morning, and we eat breakfast and get dressed, and then everybody gathers in the living room, and we start off with a devotional. So it's just the scriptures that we read, and we're doing the program that we're doing with our church. We do that for probably like half an hour-ish, and then once we're done that, we have different books that we're reading together. So one is a family read aloud that we do, and we usually get these from classics, and we love to do family read alouds together. Reading aloud to your kids is super, super important for their development, and it also just creates it's just so cozy and wonderful to read aloud together as a family, and really creates that bonding, the good bonding stuff. We love doing family read alouds. We are currently reading Little House on the Prairie, and we're on the second book. So yeah, we've read lots of great books over time, but we like to also do a family read aloud at that time. And I generally just kind of read until I can see that the kids are getting antsy, like I said before, and then I'm like, okay, you're done listening, we're done reading, let's move on to something else. And so we do that in that time, or sometimes I'll just share something that I'm learning about with them, current events, things like that. Also, we're doing Story of the World. It is a history, geography curriculum, and basically goes through the story of the world. That's basically what it is. But it has activities and suggestions for books and things like that. And so we're currently doing the second book, which is Middle Ages, and so we're learning all about Middle Ages, and so we read that together, just a chapter, and then there's the activity book has questions that we review together, and then there's all these different activities, crafts, things that they can do that go along with it. It's an awesome curriculum. So we like doing that. And then another book that we have is Mathematicians Are People Too. So we learn about a mathematician. So that time can just kind of be anything that you are wanting to share with your kids. So you could do like a little health lesson in there, or just whatever. That's kind of what we generally do. But yeah, I'd like to move to different things. So yeah, that's basically what we do. We do that until about, I don't know, the whole thing probably takes a couple hours. Then we move on to our kids' individual learning. And so they all have their math that they do and language arts. So they're either working on a story or practicing writing or their language arts curriculum. We do the good and the beautiful. So that's basically, they do that until they're done, and then we have lunch and clean up lunch most of the time. and then it's sort of free time, so they can play games, draw, paint, color, do whatever. Oh, one other thing I forgot to mention. While we do, when I'm reading aloud to them, I let them just play. They can play quietly with the little kids, play with blocks or like magnetiles, magnets, stuff like that. And then the older kids are usually drawing, and so kind of they get some art while they're listening to a story as well. So yeah, that's after they're done their free time and playing, outside time, whatever is in there. Then we do chores and get ready for dinner, like I already explained. So that's basically it. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them below, and I will try to answer them the best I can. I just want to let you know that you've got this, you can do this, and I believe in you, and just try to make the most of this time. I know there's a lot of things going around where people are saying, yeah, make the most of this time. It's a unique time, and it's a gift in a way that we've been given to spend this time with their kids. But on the other hand, it's a little crazy making. So I get that, and we all need a break too. Feel free to lock yourself in your room and just take a minute to yourself to breathe, because it can be overwhelming to be around your kids all the time, and I get that. It happens to me. I need to hide sometimes too. So it happens to all of us. It's totally normal, and yeah, you're doing great. I love you, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. This is my little man, Henry. He's my youngest, and he is almost 4 months old, and he's just my little buddy. He's super cute. We have good times together, don't we? Yeah. Yeah.